Hi and welcome to my match reaction. It's finished. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 2. Mikel Arteta finally took off the handbrakes and it was brave in going to the St. James's Park. And guess what? The bravery paid off. And this is what happens when you play with bravery and you take off the handbrakes. Albeit it wasn't the best, game in the world, but we got the 3 points and that is all that matters. Listen, before I do go on, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm still buzzing, as you guys can tell. I said it in my match preview. This was a must win. We couldn't afford to lose, especially, and I said in my match preview as well, and I said, if Liverpool were to drop points this weekend, Arsenal had to go and win. And Crystal Palace basically did us a favour. One of our own from the Hale End, Eddie Nketiah, scores a last-minute winner against Liverpool, which meant that Arsenal had to go to St. James's Park and get nothing less than 3 points. Anything less than 3 points would have been a disaster. Let me start with the starting lineup. Because I looked at it and I thought, you know what, Yuri Timber. Sorry, start with David Raya, Yuri Timber, Mascara, Gabriel, Calafiori, Zubimendi, Rice, Eze, Saka, Trossard, and Gyökeres. I looked at that and I thought, it's not a bad lineup. However, I was a little bit skeptical in regards to Mascara coming in for Saliba, which went on to pay dividends because halftime, what does Arteta do? He takes off Mascara and he brings on Saliba. And I reflected and I thought, is he punishing Mascara? Because when you look at it, the corner that he gave away actually led to Newcastle scoring. And I thought, you can't really scapegoat him for that. And if you are actually blaming him for that mistake, then you're killing his confidence. And I think that's out of order, in all honesty. And I think Mascara, in Saliba's absence this season so far, he's done really well. And I think a lot of people thought, you know what, he's rotating the squad. Saliba obviously is just coming back from an ankle injury. He's played 2 games in a row. Let's rest him. We've got Champions League on Wednesday night. Let's rotate the squad. And I get it, but that was my only concern. But at the same time, if you're scapegoating him and taking him off at halftime, you're knocking his confidence. But yeah, the game went on. It was a good goal by Newcastle. But before that, should Arsenal have gotten a penalty? The question is, should Arsenal have gotten a penalty from Victor Gyökeres and Nick Pope, obviously taking him down? On the field, the referee basically gave it. He said penalty. He had a little time, and this is what gets me. He had a little time to think about it, took his time, and then ultimately gave the penalty. And I thought, yep, here we go. Then VAR got involved. And I was of the opinion, unless it's clear and obvious, VAR can't intervene, right? And they slowed it down as much as possible and basically said Nick Pope got a touch of the ball. But when you look at it, he still tackled Victor Gyökeres, even though the ball was touched very, very minimal, very slight touch from Nick Pope. If he didn't make contact with Victor Gyökeres could have got the ball and potentially gone on to score. I guess we'll never know. But what gets me about this refereeing and the VAR and PGMOL as a whole, it's that there's no consistency. When you compare that to what happened with Saliba and João Pedro last season against Brighton, when João Pedro got a header, which Saliba got a touch on, but then made contact with João Pedro's head, they gave it as a penalty. VAR checked it, they said, yeah, it's a penalty. But when it comes to Arsenal, it's a different matter. But you know what? We didn't let our heads down. First half went. Second half, Newcastle came out really well, started really playing well, but we always knew as soon as they'd gone up 1-0, they were always going to potentially just sit back and allow Arsenal to basically attack, which is exactly what happened. And as the game went on, you're just like, where's the goal going to come from? Because Newcastle are playing well, they're defending really well. I did say previously as well, they've got really good defense so far this season. They've barely conceded in the goals, but they've barely also scored. As soon as they went 1-0 up, I was like, this is going to be a long day, isn't it? And then we kept looking at the clock, timing down, ticking down. And I thought, what can Arteta do? In my opinion, I think Trossard was stayed on the pitch a little bit too long, in my opinion. And then I was like, bring on Martinelli, bring on Miles Lewis-Skelly. And you know what? I've got to give Arteta credit where credit's due. He got the starting lineup right. Palm, Mascara, I'm not going to lie. That's just my personal opinion. Let me know what you guys think. And then did he make the right substitutions at the right time? He made the right substitutions, but some of them you could argue and say they were a bit delayed and scattered. For example, Martin Odegaard coming on, I think the 81st minute. Marino came on just prior to that. Obviously, Lewis Kelly eventually came on. There was some people saying, "Oh, why didn't Wanyeri why wasn't he in the match squad?" And obviously, you got Max Dowman there anyway. But listen, ultimately, Marino came on, and I was just like, I'm not gonna lie. Part of me was like, is he the right guy for this game to come on at the time that he came on? And you know what? He proved me wrong. Listen, I'll hold my hands up when I'm wrong. He proved me absolutely wrong. Marino comes in, Arsenal gets a corner. We took a short corner. Basically, we did what Newcastle did when that led to their goal, which was a short corner from Gordon, and I can't remember who else it was, but we did almost exactly the same thing. And I was like, you have to reinvent the corners. You have to reinvent, because let's be honest, Newcastle have 6 foot plus defenders, right? So you have to reinvent it. Saying that, I'll go on to the second goal in a minute. We reinvented the corner, short corner, Declan Rice, Eze, to Odegaard, back to Declan Rice, and he crosses it in, and Marino gets ahead on it, goes into the bottom left-hand corner, hit the post and went in. And we thought, here we go, 1-1. Now, what gets me is the mentality, and I criticized the team for this last week, especially against Manchester City, for over-celebrating when it was 1-1. Now, this week, what they decided to do, they equalized 1-1, but what they did differently, and this is where we're having a mentality shift now, they grabbed the ball and went back to the centre circle and said, let's go. Because they knew there was going to be added time. And in my head, I was thinking we're going to get minimum 10 minutes, right? But we ultimately got 8 minutes. And this is a mentality shift, and I love that from them. So obviously they're learning. Like, this group of players, they are learning game by game. As the game went on, I was thinking, surely I could just sense that we're going to get a goal. And I just saying it on a live stream, I was like, we're going to get a goal. We're going to get a goal. I could just smell it. I could feel it. But ultimately, I was thinking maybe it was going to be like an Eberechi Eze goal, an Odegaard goal. And Odegaard, he came on and he played absolutely well, right? And then we got another corner. Prior to that, I'm not going to lie, actually, I just thought that we probably could have got a penalty. I think Martinelli had a volley. It came off Bruno Guimaraes. In my opinion, I think he struck his hand in the penalty box. Referee didn't give it. But ultimately, we got a corner, which I think went... that's what basically led to our winning goal. Now, set piece FC, everyone says, you know what? I couldn't give two damn care what anyone says. I couldn't care less. Call us set piece FC. Call us Stoke FC. But you know what? When we are scoring and winning, last minute, we basically did a Liverpool to Newcastle. That's twice this season now. Newcastle have lost in the dying minutes. One against Liverpool and now against Arsenal. The two title challengers, in my opinion, this season. Odegaard takes the corner and big Gabby, our big Brazilian number 6, gets his head to it, and we got the winner. Honestly, like, I was going crazy. I was going absolutely nuts because, as I said, we needed to win this game. We had to win this game. It was either we were going to be 8 points, still remain 5 points behind Liverpool, or we get 2 points closer to them, or we're like 6 points behind if we had drawn this game. And ultimately, we went on to win. The tenacity of this team, the mentality shift, the hard work, the grafting. You can tell that the players, they knew the importance. And we haven't won at St. James's Park in the last 4 meetings against Newcastle. And now it's a mentality shift that we know that we can go there now and go at them and get points. I don't care how you win. The fact is, you won. It's like Arteta threw the kitchen sink at it. And guess what? He broke on Newcastle's head. And we got the 3 points. On to the next one. We're playing West Ham at home next weekend. But before that, we've got the Champions League. And hopefully we can go on to win that and secure 2 out of 2 wins in the Champions League. But just to go on my player rating very, 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 very quickly, Raya, I'll give him like a 7. He did well. Timber, outstanding performance. Got to give him about a 9. Mascara, going to give him 5. He only played 45 minutes. Gabriel Magalash, you got to give him a 9. I'm going to give him a 9.5, considering he got the winning goal. I do think like he could have done better. Let's be honest, he could have gotten a red card off the ball challenge on the Voltamada. He could have got a red card any other day. Voldemort had gone down. Credit to him in his post-match interview. He said, I'm not going to go down for stuff like that. That's not him. But if he had, it would have given VAR something to look at. So Gabriel definitely got away with one there, considering he scored the winning goal. If I was a Newcastle fan, I'll be fuming as well. But listen, I'm an Arsenal fan, and I couldn't care less. Calafiori played okay. Probably give him like a 5 out of 10. Zubimendi, give him about maybe a 7 out of 10. Rice, it's got to be an 8 out of 10 for me. Obviously, he got an assist as well. Eze, he played absolutely well. Give him a like 8.5. Saka, it's still not fit. It's very obvious this game started off well in the first half, but as the game progressed, it's very evident that if Saka is not 100% fit, I'll give him like a 7 out of 10. Trossard, probably about 6.5 out of 10. Gyökeres, he's hardworking, but he's got to be putting some chances away. There was a chance that he had that I reckon that he could have taken it on his right foot. He tried to cut it back on his left, and eventually I think he then kicked it, and he double ricochet off his other foot after he slipped. Anyways, I'll give him like a 7 out of 10, just mainly because he works really hard in that front line, and it's not easy in the Premier League to be the lone striker. So yeah, and obviously you got some of the substitutions that came on. Lewis Skelly came on, I'll probably give him a 5. Saliba, give him a 7. Marino got his goal, I'll give him a 7. Odegaard got an assist as well, probably give him a 7 out of 10. And obviously Martinelli didn't really do much, probably give him like a 6 out of 10. So yeah, that is my match reaction. Listen, I don't care, guys. We're 2 points behind Liverpool, 6 games in. The title challenge is still on. After last week against Manchester City, when we drew and Liverpool were 5 points ahead, people were writing Arsenal off. And what a weekend of football. Listen, Chelsea lost, Manchester United lost, Liverpool lost, Tottenham could have lost, but they got a last-minute equaliser. But Arsenal won, and that is the most important thing. 3 points in the bag, back to second in the table, 2 points behind Liverpool. And listen, it's been a great weekend. I can't complain whatsoever. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the game. Did you watch it? What was your thoughts on it? Leave it in the comments below as per usual. What ratings would you give the players as well? And yeah, we're looking forward to the home fixture against Olympiacos. So 2 home games now back to back. One against Olympiacos on Wednesday night. I'll be doing a live watch along on that one as well. And also we're at home to West Ham, I believe, next weekend as well. So I think that's a 3 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday. So, but that is going to be at home. Yep. As per usual, guys, you know what to do. Hit that like and share button. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe. Much appreciated. Yeah, it's been a great weekend of football. Can't complain at all. And long may you continue. Until the next one, guys. Yeah, come on, you Gooners.